Episode 359. Keeping it divine. It's the Flex On Podcast. Only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. The gang is back together, reunited, and feels so good. Another week of NFL action in the book. We're here to break it all down. Heartbreaking losses for the local teams and storylines all around NFL. We got Goofies of the Week. We got those Week 3 picks, recapping the first few weeks of our picks as well. Talking Ravens, talking Commanders, injuries galore, and so much more. So Flex On Podcast, y'all. Hit that like button, hit that bell. Get those super chats in. Let us know your thoughts on Week 2 of the NFL. Ask us those questions. Get our opinions as well. Y'all's favorite hosts. Get ready for another episode of Flex On Podcast. That's right, knocking out the competition harder than Mike Evans. It's the Flex On Podcast. Only place, fellas, giving you your sports how you want it.
When you need it.
You need it.
Episode 359, So Divine. Back again with another episode here. Gang is all back together. God's favorite host, the host of the Moist, America's Most Wanted Podcast. Still, make sure you throw your ones up and acknowledge us as we ought to hit this sports podcast table as we inch closer to 1,100 subscribers. That's right, 1,100 subscribers. Hit the like button, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Episode 359. NFL Week 2, we're recapping it. Talking about all the hot topics, talking about all the local teams, and so much more, giving out game balls, not so game balls, Week 3 picks. And of course, we get goofy with Crevonte as well. Can't do the show alone. Bad and lead off. Social media producer, the man that makes these videos and streams pristine. Big Raj, what's up, my brother? How you feeling? How was your weekend? I know you're still recovering from yesterday.
Bro, I'm still in disgust, man. I'm not even going to lie to you. It was a really, really terrible Sunday. Today was a bit dreary. I listened to a lot of sports talk radio. The fans was going crazy today. It was a really, really bad Monday, man, for Ravens fans. Oh my God, it was terrible. But we're gonna still reflect on it tonight. We're gonna hopefully bury this for the long haul. So be prepared for a lot of slander. Be prepared for a lot of dreariness, and just stay tuned for more content. But anyways, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. This is what we do every Monday night and throughout the week. So stay tuned for more.
This next man, he is the Commander Lord. He is the commander. He is the captain of the Goofy ship. And he's pissed off because his team went to Detroit and laid a Detroit-sized egg and had their kneecaps bit off by Dre's boy, Dan Campbell. Crevonte, baby.
You want to talk about slander? It's gonna be some slander coming from this way. Now, it's probably not gonna be as much as y'all's, but yeah, they gonna get slid. They definitely gonna get slid today. And put the stopwatches away. I'm gonna be a little long-winded.
I was just about to ask you that, my brother, but I can't wait to hear what you got to say. We'll get to it in a second. Hey, Miss Queen, shout out to you. Mr. Bates, what's going on, brother? This next man needs no introduction. He's back from No Coast with Love, and you can always bet on Dre because he's always a winner, baby. He's Mr. Taco Tuesday. He's the Monday main eventer, the pride side of misbehavior, the man without the head of the table, the tribal chief, the Vegas chief, the Dominican chief, Mr. Chanel, the professor, the straw that stirs the drink, Landry Melton, Le Champion, Lamar's soon-to-be agent because he needs to get that man paid. Drizzy Dre, my brother. Start your day with a cup of Dre. How you feeling?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Glad to be back, man. And y'all have it down as always, man. My brothers. Let's get right to work.
Let's get to it. Let's not waste any time. Everybody, if you're checking in, hit the like button, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, get those super chats in. You want to talk to us, ask us questions. We will answer them accordingly. But got to start things off here in Charm City. Ravens had their home opener. Things were looking good, up by as many as 21 points, 28-7, 35-14. They ended up giving away the game to the Dolphins. Tua with 6 touchdown passes. Lamar Jackson becomes the all-time leading rusher with quarterbacks over 100 yards. Bateman over 100 yards. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle running the track meet on the Ravens DBs. Raj, we talked about it yesterday. I'm going to start with Dre because we didn't get to have Dre in the post game yesterday. I mean, Dre, 42-38. Your thoughts on the game? The Ravens probably choked this one away if you ask me, but I got to get your opinion, brother.
Oh, no doubt the Ravens gave this game away. I just didn't understand because had this been Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, I mean, they would have killed for that type of lead that the Ravens had yesterday. To have a quarterback the caliber of Lamar Jackson, to be able to have a lead of that caliber, I mean, it's unexcusable what they did, especially within the fourth quarter. I mean, I was one of the fans. I mean, I turned the game off because I thought that, hey, the Ravens got it. Let me get an early start to this homework. I'll put some more time in. Excuse me. And they completely gave the game away in the fourth quarter. I'm not understanding the miscommunications out there. Maybe on one play, but I mean, to get beat over and over again, knowing that they got both Waddle and Hill out there, there's no reason for somebody not to be deep when in that type of coverage. You need somebody over the top when you have receivers of that caliber out there. They had Tua out there looking like the second coming to Tom Brady. I mean, I just don't understand it when this guy, when you
I like Dan Marino.
Other, hey, look, all right, we'll give him Dan Marino.
Because it's appropriate.
All right, we'll take that. But I mean, either way, I mean, he looked like a Hall of Famer out there. And when you think about the caliber of quarterbacks within the AFC, none of us have said Tua. I don't recall an analyst ever even saying Tua out there, because I mean, we just don't think he's the guy. So for that to happen yesterday was just like lightning in a bottle, because I don't see the Baltimore Ravens making that same mistake. I don't see the Baltimore Ravens throwing away the game like that ever again. And I think that they will make the proper corrections. And I think that they'll do what they need to do on their end in order to make it happen. I mean, an interesting stat that came along that said the Ravens became the first NFL team in 12 years to lose a game in which they led by 21 points or more in the fourth quarter. In the past 10 years, teams were 711-0 when leading by 21 points or more in the fourth quarter. And that's a stat according to ESPN. So for that to happen, especially to the Baltimore Ravens, I mean, yesterday, I thought it was a revenge game because of what the Dolphins did to us last year on Thursday Night Football. And for us to lose the game that the way that we did, but then to be able to turn around and then the way that we were just whooping this team, I mean, like I said, it was just an utter embarrassment. And I mean, Unc was at the game. I was supposed to have gone to the game yesterday, and I'm glad I didn't go to the game yesterday because I would have been highly pissed, and I would have felt like that the Ravens wasted my time, and I felt like they let down all the fans in the stadium, especially for this to be the first game of the season at home, and you guys do that. I mean, what in the world? Thank you, Miss Pot. Well, Mrs. Bullock. So congrats to you, Justina. She called me like, "What the hell is going on with this team?" I can't explain that. Other than yesterday, I mean, some of them, every hole that we thought that the Ravens needed, it didn't even look like those holes needed to really be filled until the fourth quarter, when the secondary, which is honestly supposed to be one of the strong points of our team, is the thing that honestly let us down. It wasn't the pass rush. It wasn't the receivers. Lamar Jackson, I mean, pay that man, because he not only when the lead started dissipate him, but then he was able to still get us some more points on the board, and yet they still lost. And then I don't know what the Ravens were doing either because Marlon Humphreys wasn't out there for those drives. So I don't know what in the world they were thinking when it comes to that fourth quarter, but they need to get it together. And the schedule's not going to get any easier because they do play the AFC East, and right now they're 1-1. And I mean, right now the most that you're hoping for is 2-2 to split without it being 1-3 because you can't lose to the Patriots next week. Yesterday's game was kind of a gimme game, but I mean, after the way that it was, the Ravens should be going on should be at least 2-0 right now, and then you got the Bills coming up. It's no time to play. And one thing that upsets me sometimes about the Ravens is that when we have leads of this caliber, we'll let our foot off the gas and then want to start trying to play hard within the fourth quarter. No, you got to do like Alabama. You got to do like the New England Patriots. When they have their foot on the gas, they keep that going. And that's what the Ravens have to get into, that mentality. You cannot let your foot off the gas, especially in a contract season with Lamar Jackson and the way that the AFC is stacked right now.
Crevonte?
Wow. Unbelievable is the word I continue to use while watching that unfold and just continuously saying, "Are you got to be kidding me? Like, you got to be kidding me!" Like, through 3 quarters, this was a overwhelming, dominating performance, which is around about what I expect. And you already know me. I was like, Tua, how many times he gonna underthrow? how many times he gonna underthrow Tyreek Hill? How many times he gonna underthrow Jalen Waddle? But god damn it, it's like the fourth quarter. It's like he turned into Patrick Mahomes, and they turned into Kansas City Chiefs. Like, that's the only team I know that scores that much in such a short span of time. Like, even though, like Byron was saying earlier, that it's a track meet, but I didn't see that coming, not that fast, and not against this Baltimore Ravens defense. Because as long as I've known, the Baltimore has always been able to hang their hat on defense. So for this to have happened is absolutely absurd. Definitely took their foot off the pedal and started playing that goofy prevent defense, and they still lost Tyreek Hill in the sauce and Jalen Waddle. Like, Tyreek Hill, he ain't even had no catches I don't think he had any catches going into the fourth quarter. Now all of a sudden he got he got over 100 yards in the fourth quarter and 2 touchdowns.
He left with cramp, Crevonte. He was cramping up, left, and came back and torched us.
So he got an IV, is what you're saying?
Got that special cocktail they be talking about on 105.7 The Fan.
Hey man, it was some Space Jam juice in that IV, because that's absurd, absolutely absurd. And I mean Jalen Waddle looks like he's gonna do that all year. Now Tyreek Hill was pretty quiet in week 1, but Jalen Waddle, I think that's gonna be consistent from him. That brother is really, really, really good. And with Tua, with his lack of arm strength, Jalen Waddle has taken a couple of catches and got a whole lot of yak yards afterwards, which is, boosting Tua's stats. But I mean, gosh, it's like everybody in the secondary forgot who Tyreek Hill was a couple times. Like, it was just wild to me. It's like your little brother. You gave the controller to your little brother and was like, all right, you play the fourth quarter because there's no way folks is coming back on us. So you left for 15 minutes. And you find out your little brother losing by 7 after you gave him a 21-point lead. That's what it looked like what happened. I don't know. Again, Lamar Jackson, that price continues to go up. There's no way I think they put up 31? because I know Duvernay got opening kickoff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they scored on special teams. And then Lamar did what he did. Bates did what he did. Come on, man. 95% of the time you win this game, yo. You put up 38, you win this game way more often than not. And it's just the way, man. 28 points in a quarter, that's absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. And from that defensive coordinator to those players, they need to take a hard look at themselves when they out Owens Mills this week, because that is not Ravens football. That is not Ravens football at all.
Raj, before you go, let the people know what to do as they're filing in here on episode 359.
Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and hit the like button if you're liking the video. We do this every Monday, and we have videos throughout the week. But I just want to say this, man. This team got humbled yesterday quickly. I've never seen nothing like that in person. Like Dre said, I was at the game, and the atmosphere was rocking the first three quarters. It was the energy was off the chains. And then, like, in the fourth quarter, all of a sudden, like, the mood just changed and the energy changed. And all of a sudden, we go from 35 to 14 to 38 to 43 or 42 to end the game. And it was just amazing to watch. But, man, this team, this Ravens team, man, I don't know who they are. I don't know what this team is, man. I going into the season, I thought they was going to, be motivated to turn it around and, try to do better as far as defense, because they was getting torched like crazy last year. And a lot of it wasn't all the players' fault because a lot of people were hurt. But it just seems like they haven't learned their lesson yet, man. And they let the foot off the gas. They was doing what they were supposed to do the first three quarters, and they continue to show that they can't close games. They cannot close games. Marlon Humphreys can't stay on the field. Marcus Peters is, halfway hurt still. And our rookie that we picked up, Kyle Hamilton, doesn't know what the hell he's doing out there. And it's a damn shame. I mean, people are already calling this man a bust. My cousin called me this morning and was like, yo, this dude is a bust, man. He's terrible. And I had to look back at the film, and he blew 2 assignments. Clear up just blew them. And then both of them was against Tyreek Hill. So,
oh gosh,
bro. I mean, I don't know what to really say right now. I'm so contemplating not going to this Bills game in 2 weeks because they're destroying the Titans right now, and I would hate to see.
They already destroyed them. They already sent them back to Tennessee, 41-7.
I would hate to see Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs hook up for 3 touchdowns against us. But bro, man, I mean, it was awful. It was awful to watch. I know my man Justin was in the building. I saw pictures of him. What's going on, Justin? I know he was in the building watching the game with me, and it was terrible. It was terrible, man. It was a terrible feeling. And if they lose to the Patriots, could you imagine the Baltimore Ravens losing to the Patriots, the Bills,
not now,
and the Bengals?
And
they go 1. Well, they go 1-4. And can you imagine? That's highly likely. That is highly likely with this loss. This is how bad this loss is. And then on top of that, we lose Stephen Maines, a guy that was actually trying to do something. And then I think the corner 22 Pepe Williams goes down for a little bit. Not sure what his status is going to be. Then Devin Duvernay gets a concussion. It's like, bro, we're just dropping like flies week after week. And all of a sudden now our defense can't stop no damn body. It's just like, I just don't understand. But I got to give props where props is due. Tua was amazing yesterday. He proved a lot of doubters wrong. Everybody thought he can't throw the football. Of course he can. We watched him at Alabama, me and Dre. We knew what Tua can do. He's a national champion. And he's a national champ. Don't you? I know you got some Alabama hate, Crevonte. He's a national champion. He's that guy. If Brian Flores would have used him the last 2 years, he probably would have been doing the same thing he's doing this year. But that's neither here nor there.
No, thank you, Tyreek Hill. Let's not be. Thank you, Tyreek Hill. Thank you.
Right. All I'm saying is this, man. For him to throw 6 touchdown passes on this defense, and for him to
Yes.
look like the
Yes.
second coming of Jesus Christ out there is just amazing in itself, man. Amazing in itself. So I got to give props where props is due. That wide receiving core is nothing to sneeze at, nothing to play with, and yeah, man, they stunned the Ravens for real. This stings. This really hurts. This really hurts because we had this game in the bag. This game was over, and then they decided not to play. And this could hurt through the rest of the season. If they don't figure out a way to get this together next week against the Patriots, and the Patriots find a way to win, it might be ugly. It might be. It's going to be it's going to be real ugly. Really ugly. It's already ugly now, but it's going to be even uglier if they find a way to lose next week.
Ravens defense had only 1 sack. Matabike, Michael Pierce, all of these guys, Broderick Washington, Oweh was nowhere to be found. Patrick Queen looked lost at times. Like you said, the injury bug, Raj, continues to bite us. Justin P., I've been calling for them to sign JPP and Dominican Sue. Sign whoever the hell you got to sign because they ain't got no pass rush, and they hadn't addressed it. Jabo's hurt, so they can't expect that. Justin Houston, he's good for the first 2 quarters, but then he fades off because he's a senior citizen. So you really don't have much pass rush. The corners, Marcus Peters just came back. He's not 100%. Dobbins probably, we don't know when he's going to play. Ronnie Stanley, soft-ass Stanley. That's why I call him that, because we don't know when he's going to play again. But they go to New England, and last time they was in New England, they lost. It was that rainy game on Sunday night. They couldn't get
Cam
anything
Newton.
going.
Was that Cam Newton?
Yep. They can't run the football. Lamar was the only running game they had, and that was because he had 1 long run. Other than that, there was nothing to write home about. The offensive line didn't give up any sacks, but they can't get any push. And I don't know what's going to happen this week because Bill Belichick doesn't lose home openers either. So that's another note.
And it's a lingering factor, man. They need to change their philosophy for real. They put all this money in the secondary, all this money going to Marlon Humphrey, all this money going to Marcus Williams. And granted, Marcus Williams looks great. But it's just so much money on that side. It's like the cornerbacks is getting paid, the safeties is getting paid. And it's like, yo, where's this pass rush that y'all been trying to get for the past 3 to 4 years? Ever since Terrell Suggs has left this team, man, they have been struggling mightily at the pass rush position. And it's a damn shame. It's like, what are you guys doing? And Oweh, where the hell are you, man? You're a first-round pick, and you're out there not getting nothing done. I just don't understand it. It's really frustrating to watch. It really is. So hopefully they find a way to do something next week against the Patriots. But I don't know, man. This game just I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. But you know what? Lamar Jackson's great. He played a great game on Sunday. We didn't mention that, but he was an MVP caliber, and I feel so bad that he had to waste a great effort like he did yesterday, only for this team to go around and lose. And it's a damn shame, man. They need to get it together, and they need to find a run game too, quickly.
Well, let us know in the comments what you think about this Ravens debacle. Head to New England this Sunday at 1 p.m. They're 3-point favorites right now, but we shall see. Bill Belichick finds ways to win. We saw it yesterday against the Steelers. But let's go to Motown, D-Town, where the Commanders went down to the Detroit Lions, 36-27. Our resident commander, the commander lawyer Crevonte, we're going to salute him anyway. Real quick, Crevonte, before you go, I just want to fact check something real quick as he has a red screen. Last week my bold prediction was Aiden Hutchinson would have 2.5, 3 sacks. He got that this week against your team, by the way.
And you hit that. You hit it on the nose. Hit it right on the goddamn nose.
Unfortunately, I was right. Just not the right week. But sorry, brother. That brother showed up yesterday.
Oh, boy, did he.
And that St. Brown brother, he's pretty damn good.
St. Brown, yo, I mean, messing with William Jackson III, yeah, he all right. He looked real good. Bums, yo. Hey, yo. So I saw this score. I saw it when it was about, I saw after the safety because I was out for the early portion of Sunday. So I saw it was 5-0. And I was like, sounds like a safety. All right, let the goofy shit start. Let it start. Here you go, 12-0. Then 22-0. I said, well, goddamn, that happened fast. But you know what? You want to know what's funny? You want to know what's really, really, really funny? I wasn't surprised. I was not surprised because this is what I've come to know and hate about this team. And on top of that, Byron, we're higher on the Lions than we were in any other year. So I am not. I mean, they were only favored. Well, by the time game time came, it was almost like a pick 'em. But I saw the potential in the Lions in week 1. Now I went with them. I mean, I went with the Commanders just because. Hell, I went with the Commanders because we needed this win because we got the Eagles next week. So I much rather be 2-0 going into that game, and we can absorb a loss as opposed to being 1-1 and now falling both below 500. I hate Scott Turner. Scott Turner has no imagination. He makes no adjustments, and as you can see by the lovely glazed donut that the Commanders put up at halftime, or didn't even put up. They gave us that. We just didn't change it. Offensive line played absolutely horribly. There were times where Aiden Hutchinson was not touched. It just I praised this offensive line in week 1, and then they turn around and do this in week 2. Like, if your offensive line is not playing up to par, you have to find other ways and avenues to move the ball. Quick passes, screens, something. We got weapons. Like, what? I don't understand. But then the second half come around now. Oh, now Scott Turner know how to call plays now. Now he opened up the playbook. But now that he finally opens up the playbook, now the defense is going to start giving it up. More than what they did in the first half. William Jackson looked goddamn terrible. Goddamn terrible. I mean, the whole team, but terrible. We absolutely need. I mean, no pass rush. Jared Goff. You want to talk about the next coming? Jared Goff, 4 touchdowns? Are we being serious right now? 4? Come on, bro. When last time Jared Goff threw 4 touchdowns? The hell, man? Like, he not good, yo. He's not, bro. He is not. And I hate that I'm saying that because my team will find a way to make you look good. They do that. Especially defensively, they do that. Jared Goff, 4 goddamn touchdowns, running all over the goddamn place. My gosh, all the time in the world to throw. Now we got a couple injuries we're dealing with, but goddamn, Montez Sweat, where you at? Jonathan Allen dealing with injuries. Deron Payne, the only one that's being a trooper right now. And then now and Carson Wentz and them finally wake up in the goddamn second half when we down. We already passed the sticks, baby. We already passed the sticks. What we doing? But then but one thing, if I can, a bright spot. They got back into it somewhat. They got back into the game somewhat because they had 2 straight scores and it was a 1-score game, but that's as close as we got. Carson Wentz is going to put up numbers this year. That is what I do see. He's going to put up numbers. Now, is it going to be in garbage time or is it going to be in regular time? I don't know. But he's going to put up some numbers this year because we got weapons. Once we finally get in the groove, we all right. But I mean, we can't. Scott Turner, Your imagination, brother. Jack Del Rio. Yo, I'm over it. I am over it. Jack Del Rio, I am over it. I don't know what defense you call it. Bro. Trash. And more trash. Granted, but now, I'm going to give credit where credit is due, because the Detroit Lions did what they basically had back-to-back good weeks. One ended up in a win, one ended up in a loss. But they put up 30 points a game. Sheesh. What was that, Byron? What was that? Over under, was it 5.5?
About that much. Yeah.
I could see him getting 6, yo. I could see him getting 6. So I mean, shout out to Dan Campbell. Them boys play for him. Them boys go out and they bite off our kneecaps, and they played. That's what they did. And we didn't. The Commanders did not get off the bus. They ain't get off the bus. They ain't get off the airplane or whatever mode of transportation they took. They did not get off that bus. And thankfully, I did not have to watch most of it. But again, not surprised. I am not surprised. Folks are looking at me, hit my phone like, you see this? I'm not surprised. Because that is that's the Washington team I know and love. I don't care how many times you change the name. I don't care how many times you change the name. That is that team. That's that team. So, yeah, not surprised. Not surprised at all. I'm just glad they made it somewhat competitive in the end, because the score is not indicative of in how that game played out at all. Did y'all see it miss the extra point? We down 9. He missed the extra point. Bro, it's over now. Even in the end, through all that, we still had a glimmer of hope. He missed the goddamn extra point. 9 points, that's still a 2-possession game, doofus. But anyway, that's the Washington thing to do. You come all the way back. You make it a 1-possession game, or so you thought, and then you miss the extra point. Whatever, man. Whatever, yo.
Speaking of trash, Crevonte, not to add insult to injury, but it wouldn't be the Flex Zone podcast if we didn't. There was a video that was put in our group chat of a new theme song for you guys.
Oh,
and we're gonna play it here on the Flex Zone podcast because
God damn it, everybody, all my viewers, run! Turn away now.
Let me set this up here.
No, you ain't got it. Got it, guys. We still got time, guys. Yo, go away, run!
Let me tell you something about some good fans. Back in the day, RFK was our brothers. If you don't know, you need to ask others. Think we're gonna lose? Well, I can't believe you doubt us. Had the whole crowd screaming out.
Are they in the basement? Jesus Christ.
Commanders, we fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders. Left hand up. Who are we? Trading go, we rock that. Our offense, you can't stop that. Right in front of that first down is where you get dropped at. I know you know this. We're focused. Your fan base is hopeless. When you take an L, y'all all disappear. When you got Joe Pins, you got.
Oh man! Oh man! Oh, left hand up. That's right. That wasn't so bad, man. Raj, you like that bop, man?
Hey man, that joint was rocking, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Crevonte was over there, crying his heart out about the Commandos getting their bus kicked out of line. That theme song was lit, bro. You can't even front, man. That theme song was lit. That joint was lit. Come on back, Crevonte. Come on back, man. Come on.
All right, I'm
Come
done.
on back, bro. Come on back.
Any other thoughts on the Commanders, Dre, Raj, anybody, before we move on?
They are who we thought they were.
Let's move to the Bay. Enough sliding the Commanders for this week.
Was they in the basement? Like, yo, what? Whose idea was this?
They should have had you there, man.
I now be like, you know what? This ain't gonna see the light of day.
It was
not gonna see the light of day. Oh, it was? That's messed up, Rod. Because you got this brand going and you would put that trash out. Now I'm disappointed. But wait. Before we move on, so that does remind me. It wasn't as bad, but back in the day, back in the day, shit, I might have been in grade school or middle school at the time, and there was a Redskins. I forgot his name. His name escapes me. But on the radio, I want to say it was 95. It was 95.5 or 93.9. They used to do a Redskins like rap after each game. Well, before each game, they would do a rap leading into the week.
Wait a minute,
that was good.
Back in the day, I think it was on
that was
WPGC.
actually good, but
it was on WPGC, right?
95.5, 95.
Yeah,
95.5. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was one of them. But I like that. That was cool.
If somebody can drop that in the comments, please remind us. I know exactly what he's talking about, but I just don't know who did it.
Now see, they used to do it going into the week. They used to do the rap before the game. It wasn't after. It was before. It was always leading into the next game. Now that was cool. This mess right here, god awful. Trash. Now I'm showing my age.
No, I'm with them because I want to say it was Easy Street, but I'm not too sure who
Okay.
that was on. But like I said, please, I mean, if somebody can recall this, please drop that in the comments.
Well, enough Commander slander for the day. Unfortunate news in the Bay Area. Raj, we were on air actually yesterday evening, and we got the news about Trey Lance, ankle injury out for the year. Jimmy G will start. What's your thoughts, brother?
My thoughts is this, man. The 49ers are blessed to have Jimmy G. They are blessed to have this brother. So they're so glad they didn't trade him. I understand that him and the head coach are not getting along, but God damn it, you're going to have no choice but to at this point, because Trey Lance, the guy that I thought was going to have a breakout season, is gone for the year. And it's a damn shame, man. It really is. And it also goes to show you, Lamar Jackson, you need to get your damn money, man, because this could, I mean, I'm not saying anything, but you see how the NFL is right now, and you just one injury away from being gone for the rest of the season. I mean, he shattered his ankle in 2 places, I believe, or something crazy like that. He had to have 2 surgeries or something to do both procedures or whatever.
Wait. What was it? Both ankles, or was it broken twice on one ankle?
Something he had
just one.
It's one, but he had to fix like 2 parts of his ankle or something. I don't know. It's something crazy. But
how many parts of the ankle is it? God damn.
I don't know.
He's out for the season because it's a broken bone within the ankle. That's the reason he can't come back.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, it's a damn shame. I feel bad for him. But I mean,
hey,
the 49ers.
Your job's your credit. And Easter Motors. Your job's a credit. That was a goofy song, but it was catchy. They had a video and stuff. They had commercials. I was like, oh, LeVar Arrington, here you go.
I remember that. I actually remember that
Good
now
times.
that you brought.
Good times. Good times, yo.
But the 49ers are straight though, man. They're gonna be all right. They got Jimmy G. Jimmy G knows the offense. He's good enough for them. So they're gonna start rolling in a minute. They already destroyed the Seahawks yesterday. So Trey Lance is out, but the 49ers season is going to be fine because they got the correct backup. They got the right guy for the job. And we already know what Jimmy G can do. He took them to a Super Bowl 3 years ago. He can take them again this season. So they're fine.
Go ahead, Dre.
Sorry for.
I mean, this is the epitome of when I say have a backup to the backup, because, like Rod said, they are blessed. I mean, I can't think of a scenario other than maybe last year with the Ravens when we had a guy who just fit perfectly into our offense. But I mean, this shows you the value of not only the quarterback position but having a quality backup, because we saw this with a team like, think about like a team like the Steelers, who they had Mason Rudolph as their backup, and you see what happened with the Steelers once that happened. But I mean, even like with the Ravens to keep the ship going afloat, but I can't think of anybody that is honestly, and it's crazy to say Jimmy G is the best backup quarterback in the NFL right now. A guy that's led you to a Super Bowl and 2 NFC Championship appearances. But like Ron said, they are. You talk about blessed, and and you can. This is a scenario where you feel bad for Trey Lance because this was supposed to be his time, but at the same time, you can see from that Bears game, and I know it was week 1. And I don't really like to put too much stock into the first month of the NFL, only because with preseason basically being eliminated, I just feel like these guys kind of need time to get into like a rhythm and shape. That first month, kind of similar to the NBA until Christmas. But I mean, you feel bad for Trey Lance, but you feel good for Jimmy G at the same time, because Jimmy G didn't deserve to get what he got. However, you could see that the team was completely different once Jimmy G got on that field. They scored the touchdown. It's like there was like that life brought back into the 49ers, because now you kind of feel like the 49ers, and that was kind of one of my hindrances as not picking them to go to the Super Bowl, was because I just was unsure about the quarterback position. But now that they have Jimmy G, I feel as if they may be able to get back to the Super Bowl, because I feel like the 49ers have all the pieces there when it comes to the NFC, especially for the Rams, and it's hard to repeat. We've seen that in the NFL, that even look at Tampa Bay, and they brought everybody back, but I feel like the 49ers are just that team that could represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. So, like I said, I feel bad for Trey Lance, but at the same time, I feel good for Jimmy Garoppolo, because he has one more chance to get this thing right for the 49ers.
Go ahead, Crevonte.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And that is the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo was not supposed to be on this team. He was not supposed to be on this team. But because of his, I guess, whatever market he thought he had, he really didn't have. So that in the end actually ended up working out for the 49ers, because the most unfortunate thing that could ever happen is your franchise starting quarterback gets hurt, and you have a backup that's taking you to a Super Bowl and was in the NFC Championship, not that long ago. Yeah, it's just better to be it's better to be a little bit more lucky than good. And you can tell as soon as it happened, the things shifted. Things shifted almost. It was immediately. Like a couple throws in, it's like, dang, he back like he never left. You know what I'm saying? And this is a guy, mind you, he didn't participate in any training camps or off-season stuff. He didn't participate in nothing. And he came in there and everything was fluid. Everything was fluid. And like Dre said, I feel absolutely, I'm devastated for Trey Lance because he has to sit out another year. And who knows what's going to happen with the 49ers with Jimmy G back there. Don't let him go back to the NFC Championship again, y'all. don't let him go back to the NFC Championship because now it's going to be like, oh, well, is Trey Lance the guy? You can't get rid of Jimmy G now, right? He just went to the NFC Championship back-to-back years. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can be said about that? And now, is Trey Lance healthy? Can he carry the team? He just came off injury. Blah, 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 blah. You know how the media does. You know how the media do. Hell, we're the media, kind of. Yes, we're the media. But you know how folks do. I feel sorry for him in the short term, and I feel sorry for him in the long term. Short term, he's out for another year. He has to rehab this injury. He has to come back and get healthy again just to play. But in the long term, Jimmy G is still going to be around. So it's unfortunate, but for sure, somebody got to go, though. So somebody absolutely has to go. And what they gave up for Trey Lance, it can't be him. But now, at least Jimmy Garoppolo, he probably going to be a nice piece of trade bait for the 49ers. And again, for San Francisco, better to be lucky than good, man, I tell you. Because this was not – there's no way this could have unfolded any better for the 49ers.
Well, we shall see how it plays out for the 49ers. Loaded roster. Jimmy G knows the offense, and I'm sure they will be in the mix in the NFC that seems pretty wide open. Down in New Orleans, they was bobbing and weaving. Had some physicality. Mike Evans suspended one game for getting into it with your boy from the Ohio State, Crevonte, Marshawn Lattimore. These two have a history together. Second time Evans has been suspended for something like that. Patriots did get the win, by the way. But, I mean.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They did get the win. Brady finally beats the Saints in the regular season. Crevonte, what are your thoughts on the overall situation with Mike Evans and the Tampa defense too is pretty damn good.
So this was one of those games, looking at the slate before we picked, this was a hard game to choose because the Saints historically have just had, well, at least since he's been in Tampa Bay, they've had his number at least in the regular season. And, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a nice Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS receipt of injuries. Offensive line, wide receivers. It's injuries all over the place. And then he would have to go to a hostile environment and basically steal a win from the Saints, who also have a pretty damn good defense. Listen, Tampa Bay ain't had no points at halftime. I want to say the score was 3-0 if I'm not mistaken. And it was the fight. It was the fight that shifted momentum. Even though Mike Evans was the one that went over the top, but I feel like the New Orleans Saints never got right after that. Lattimore and Mike Evans obviously have a history. They've been going at it for years, literally years. This is not the first time. It's more bad blood, if anything. And I think in a weird way, like Tom Brady did this on purpose, yo. Tom Brady did this mess on purpose because he know if Tom Brady is not allowed to get touched. I don't care. The ref's gonna protect him or his teammates gonna protect him. Somebody's gonna protect Tom Brady, and you step to Tom Brady crazy. That's what happens. And you know, Mike Evans. As soon as Mike Evans saw there was Lattimore, I was like, oh, his eyes got big. He said, oh yeah, I'm gonna take an L for this one. Boom. Laid that boy out. I said, God damn. They both got ejected. Perfect. Now their best corners out in the game. You see, Tom Brady knew what he was doing. Tom Brady knew. But, you know, I'm glad I was on the winning side of this because I had a terrible week. I actually did pick this game right. I was like, Tom Brady, the streak has to stop at some point. But it was a struggle. This New Orleans Saints defense is really good. And this game was nothing until about the fourth quarter, for real. After after the fight, but it is what it is. James Winston has a broken back at this point. He got like his back is broken like 4 places. I'm surprised he was able to make it through this entire game with that defense, but he did. But again, we all know James Winston. He gonna get that thing up. That's what we know about James Winston. He is going to give that thing up a couple times, and as we can see, it's not much has changed. And unfortunately, my other Ohio State brother, Chris Olave had a rough game. He could have changed. He could have turned the tides when they was backed up and James Winston threw that bomb to him, and he caught it and fumbled it. That could have changed some tides, but rough day for Chris Olave and the New Orleans Saints. And hell, Marshall Lattimore too.
Go ahead, Dre.
I like that. I kind of like it to a little bit that they have this bad blood with them, especially being a division rival, because it kind of brings some heat sometimes. I mean, I don't want to see a brawl to that magnitude on the football field, but I like it that this may be able to turn into somewhat of a rivalry, because I just miss that in sports sometimes where, even if we are friends off the court or off the field, that when we get to battle, we're at war. So that's the only aspect that I take from it that I do like. But I don't like the fighting on the field. I don't like them not being examples to other football players out here, because there's just no need for that, right? On the football field, they both got suspended. I mean, it is what it is. But and it's taken away from the fact that like Crevonte was saying about Brady being able to beat the Saints. So it's like, yeah, and then also us talking about Jameis Winston, because people talking about the mistakes that Jameis Winston made out there, but I mean the valiant effort, the heroic efforts that he's putting up, because what he's going through as far as the injuries, and yet he's still trying to push through, says a lot about the character of Jameis Winston, and what,
because we know Hart ain't got no heart.
And about this, like I said, about this team. So I think it's just sad sometimes when we have these moments that take away the greatness of others.
Go ahead, Raj.
I don't got much to say about this, but I don't really like when players are fighting, especially two superstars, and Mike Evans or Lattimore. But it just took away from the game, honestly. Both of those players got suspended during the game, and they both were needed, especially for the Saints. But I mean, it is what it is. The Buccaneers got the victory. They usually struggle in New Orleans, but this time Tom got the best of them. So it is what it is. Hopefully they learn from it. Hopefully they can come together and stop with the beef, because we already know another rivalry that's in the NBA is Patrick Beverly and Russell Westbrook, and now they're teammates. So we can't be having this type of thing on the field, because it affects it could affect your team and a lot of other things. So hopefully they get it together.
Tom Brady did this. Tom Brady did this, guys.
Well, let's get ready to hand out some game balls and not so game balls from week 2. Rod, I'll start with you, my brother.
Oh man, you already know who I'm giving my not so game ball to. That's that terrible Ravens defense, man. Giving up 469 yards in the air, 6 touchdowns by Tua, just smoking, slicing, and dicing the Ravens defense, making us look like a joke. I mean, everybody was sliding us today, from Stephen A. Smith to Skip Bayless to Shannon Sharp. And you know what's even worse? Ray Lewis and them were in the building on Sunday. They were there. I seen Ray Lewis. I seen Ed Reed. They were in the building. They were honoring Tony Saragusa. And for them to come out there and play exactly like that is a damn disgrace. So they definitely get the not so game ball from me from their awful performance. Who gets my game ball this week? It got to be your guy Kyler Murray, man. You got Kyler Murray gets the game ball. I mean, they had no business winning that game against the Raiders. They were dead to rights, but I don't know how they did it. But Kyler Murray he had like 30 seconds. He was running around the field to tie the game in overtime. I mean, he looked.
It's like you were trying to change his diaper. Like, stop running, you goddamn. He's running.
Look. I know I'm gonna show my age, but he looked like Flubber from the Big Bad Beetleborgs. When he was going a little fast and stuff all around. That's how he looked out there. He looked just exactly like that. And he tied the game up, man. And yeah, man, he gets my game ball, man, for keeping him in the game and finding a way to win that game. So that's my game ball, not so game ball. Not so game ball, that terrible Ravens defense. And my game ball goes to Kyler Murray and him finding a way to beat the Raiders.
Jersey J.
My game ball goes to. I'm sorry. Let me do like Crevonte. Start low and high. My not so game ball goes to the Raiders. Because like Rod said, I mean, I don't understand how that's another team that just blew it. Like, you guys had it at home, and those fans deserve better. I told y'all that the Raiders was a team that I was like, they look good, but I just was not sure to pick them, and they're looking exactly why none of us, I think, here picked them to get to the playoffs within that stacked division. My game ball goes to the Giants. I'm actually shocked that this team is 2-0 right now. So hats off to them and all my coworkers who are on cloud 9, because, gentlemen, that thing ain't gonna last forever. We all know that y'all going fishing before the season even starts. So I don't even know why Giants fans even tried to play. But I wanted to give a honorable not so game ball, even though this team won. It's still concerning.
I know who you're gonna say.
It's actually to the Denver Broncos.
Yep, knew it. Knew it. I knew it.
Let me read off some stats right here real quick.
Yes, great stats.
Their points per game, they are ranked 26. In the red zone, they have no touchdowns and have been in the red zone 6 times. So they are tied for last. Penalties are last, and so are yards off of penalties. So it begs a question: Is it on Russ, or is it on the coaching? And
it's both. It's both.
I'm going to lean towards. The coaching. I want to give Russ a little time, but I think that this is a conversation that we're definitely going to probably have within in the coming weeks, because this thing is a week to week, and I'm glad that my brother was in sync with me about this, because This is a team that a lot of us were high on, and also some people picked to go to the Super Bowl. So we shall see. Hopefully they'll get it together. But right now, like I said, and I'm going to toss it to Crevonte. I think that the only reason I'm leaning towards the coach, they do deserve it too, because they goofy over there within
Thanks,
the
Mark.
organization.
Thanks, Mark,
too.
for jumping the gun.
But I think that, like I said, this is a conversation that we're definitely going to have. And the only reason I'm leaning towards the head coach is because he's kind of looking like a coordinator who might be way over his head, similar to Judge with the New York Giants a few years ago. And now I'm going to toss it to my brother.
God, Dre, I could not. That you were thinking. You said exactly what I was thinking. I was going to give a not so honorable mention as well, and it was going to be. And well, I was going to specify and say Nathaniel Hackett, but the whole Denver Broncos. Russ has not looked good. I'm not going to say Russ just hasn't looked like himself, but Nathaniel Hackett definitely looks like he's in over his head. Like it looks like it's too much for him, and like he's mismanaging the clock, he's mismanaging the game, and it's too much. It's too much for him. But yeah, Dre, I was thinking that. That's what I was like. I know what you're gonna say. But not so game ball, goddamn Mark. That's my not so game ball. Yo, I picked this team to win the division. And granted, nobody's gonna run away with this. And now I'm starting to think, yo, Rod didn't sound too crazy. When he said a couple weeks ago, was it a couple weeks ago? When he said, hey man, the Jaguars might mess around. You know what I'm saying? But the Colts are not it. Which leads me to believe, was it the Colts or was it Carson Wentz? I don't know. Because it looks like the Colts had, just like Carson Wentz had 3 teams in 3 years, the Colts have had 3 quarterbacks in 3 years. I don't know. But listen, the best thing I did this past week was pick the Jaguars to win. Like, that's the best thing I did this week. And they won in convincing fashion. And again, I saw the Jaguars week 1. I was like, yo, they got some good potential over there. They got some potential. The Commanders real live escaped with the win. The Jaguars welcomed Indianapolis and gave them another loss in Duval County. And it wasn't even close. Was not even close. Matt Ryan, I think it's time to hang it up. And Jim Irsay, what you got to say now? Whose fault is it now? Next, my game ball. Man. I think, I don't want to, but game ball, man, go to Dan Campbell and them goddamn Lions, man. They over there really biting kneecaps up there in the Motor City, yo. everybody in DC had their knees wrapped, yo. It was all bad. It was all bad, but that was a well-deserved win. And Dan Campbell, because the only thing that's gonna get him fired is his lack of winning games. He's a great leader, and he's proven that. Even last week, he's proven that. It's just that he doesn't necessarily have the wins to guarantee that he don't lose his job. Like I said before, I think the Detroit Lions organization should absolutely be patient with Dan Campbell, because give him some time to get that personnel together, and the Lions gonna be all right. So big ups to them, great win, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they continue to grow from this.
Real quick, my not-so game ball goes to the Bengals offensive line. They've already given up 13 sacks in 2 games, and their offensive line may be worse than last year.
Yo, and that's crazy to say because it was terrible last year.
And the fact that Michael Parsons, the way he was having a field day out there,
and that boy's bad.
I mean, TJ,
and
the week before that was TJ Watt. So
how the hell is that possible that they gave a 13 sacks
in 2 games?
2 games, yo.
Yeah, and they better start being careful because remember, this is that's how Burrow got hurt his rookie year. I think he was only 6 games in, and he towards ACL. So they gotta get together.
My game ball goes on the other side. The Cooper Rush, the Cowboys. They seem to be dead in the water. They fought. Looks like Dak is going to be back in probably a month or so. He's going to fight to come back. And the NFC East will be wide open. Even though the Eagles did win tonight and look like the front runner. Giants are going to be around, I think. Commanders, yes, they're goofy, but they're going to be around. And I think the Cowboys are somehow going to hang around because of their defense. The defense is going to keep them in every game. Micah Parsons is looking like probably up there with Aaron Donald and TJ Watt. One of the 3 or 4 best.
He's the lead. He's the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year. I ain't gonna hold you, yo. Yep. He is in the league right now.
He is pretty much keeping them alive on his own. And if Dak comes back, anything can happen. I mean, the NFC is wide open, so this division could get 2 teams in. Who knows? A lot of football left to be played. Trey, did you tally up the games from? I know the games did just end tonight. I don't know if you added those in, but you got the standings so far.
So I don't have the final because of tonight's Monday Night Football games, but I can give you what I have thus far. Week 1, Crevonte won Week 1, and Week 2, it's a tie between you and as far as winners for Week 2. But the overall standings as of now, me and Unc are tied at 3rd at 15, 14, and 1. Byron, you're 2nd at 16 and 13 and 1. And Crevonte, you're number 1 at 17, 12 and 1.
I know I picked the Eagles tonight, and I believe y'all picked the Vikings, so I'm coming up on that.
No, yep, you're right.
You're right. Putting it out there. Thank you, Jalen Hurts. Appreciate that. But let's get the Week 3 picks before we get the Goofies of the Week. Thursday night. Oh my gosh. Steelers, Browns.
Browns and keep it moving, yo. I'm not a fan of this, but I'm gonna say the Browns and I'm gonna just keep moving, bro.
All right, Crevonte says the Browns. I'm gonna say the Steelers. I'm gonna say the Steelers are gonna win.
I'm with you, Long. I think the Steelers win.
I'm gonna go Browns just because they're at home and they have the running game, and I don't trust Trubisky.
Yo, I guarantee you this. It's going to be close. How the Steelers. That's how all the Steelers games are going to be.
First 17 wins.
Probably.
Sunday 1:00. We can go to it now. Ravens, Patriots. I'm gonna take the Ravens. I'm gonna go down with the ship at this point.
You better. Hey, must win. It's must win at this point. I know it's early in the season.
Must win.
It's a must win. Just because of how the early schedule is laid out.
I'm picking the Ravens this week. I'm not sure if I'm gonna pick them next week, but this week I'm picking the Ravens.
Other side, we all going with the Ravens. Another ugly game at 1:00. Texans, Bears. Ugh, gosh.
I'm gonna go with the Texans.
What's the weather going to be? It's in Chicago.
I believe the Texans are 1-14 in non-conference games.
I mean, both of these organizations, and I thought Seattle would have been up there with the worst organizations between these 2 teams. But
give me the Texans.
I'm gonna pick Chicago, even though I think I think Justin Fields only completed like 7 passes yesterday. It was bad.
Give me the Texans. Texans defense is underrated. Give me the Texans.
I mean that Bears team. I mean, both these teams are
this could be another ugly game.
But I'm
gonna take the Texans. I'm gonna take the Texans. Yeah.
Trey, you going Bears? You said
the Bears. Who you going with?
Texans.
Raiders, Titans. 2-0-2 teams. Somebody's gotta go.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. The Raiders.
Must win.
I'm going with the Raiders too, as well.
Raiders must win.
Yeah, I'm going with the Raiders. Titans. Malik Willis watch is upon us. Ooh, 1:00. Chiefs, Colts. I'm not betting against the Chiefs in this one.
I mean, if this would be the upset of upsets if the Colts won this one.
Matt Ryan is done. I'm going with the Chiefs.
You thought I was going with somebody else? Bums.
Bills, Dolphins, 1:00. 2-0 teams.
Bills, Dolphins. Oh wow!
I hope
Go ahead, go right.
I hope the Bills blow the doors off the Dolphins. I'm going with the Bills.
It's. I don't think I'm picking against the Bills much this year. So yes, Bills. Even in now, it is in Miami.
You know what? The Bills are going to lose a game at some point this year. They're not going undefeated.
Right.
The Dolphins have all the confidence in the world in Crevonte. Mike McDaniel might be coach of the year possibility. I love what he's doing down there. Offense looks perfect for Tua. Think the Dolphins win. It's just it's not going out on that limb.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? I mean, Byron, I'm not mad at you for that pick because, like you said, eventually the Bills have to lose. I just figured, honestly, that their first loss would come against the Ravens. That's the only reason I'm not picking them for this particular game, because I feel like the Ravens, but I feel Miami can do the same thing. I feel like they need a physical team. As much as like they look good on paper, I feel like if you have a team that can kind of get physical with those guys, I feel like it can be a long day for them. But we'll see. And like you said, Crevonte, it's in Miami, and we all know how Miami can be.
It's different, man. Especially this time of year, it's different. So I mean, that humidity is it's different. That air down there is a little bit different. But it's just hard for me. I'm honestly only picking the Chiefs to beat the Bills this year probably.
Lions, Vikings. Ugh, gosh.
Vikings got to bounce back.
I'm going with the Lions. I think the Lions win.
Okay.
I mean, the Vikings just got their butts handed to them, and they have to bounce back at home. Now, Lions on the upswing, but the Vikings can't lose this game, and it's a divisional game, which means if they win, they'll be up 2-0. They can't let this one slip. I'm going with the Vikings.
I'm tempted to say the Lions, but the only reason I'm going to say the Vikings is because we should have known that Kirk Cousins wasn't going to perform in prime time. This is not a prime time game.
Yep, you're right. You're right.
And when expectations aren't on this man, that's when he shows out. So I'm going to go with the Vikings as well.
Give me the Vikings. If this was in Detroit, I might pick the Lions, but I'm going with the Vikings. Bengals, Jets. I'll take the Bengals. They're not going nowhere.
Oh, yeah, Bengals.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking the Bengals. I'm not going with them damn Jets.
The Jets too? Can they go back to back?
Hell no.
Of course not. Yeah, go ahead. Get the Bengals. Bengals must win too.
All right, Crevonte. Eagles, Commanders, 1:00 for first place in the NFC East.
Y'all got it, man. Eagles, man.
Eagles. I'm picking the Eagles, Dre.
Got it, man.
Yeah, I think everybody here gonna pick the Eagles.
It would not
watch the Commanders play amazing. Watch.
It would not shock me if y'all won, Crevonte.
Watch. Because it's something extra on this game, and we all know why. It's a little something extra, and watch they play amazing. I'll be like, but it's all right. I'll pick the Eagles because if we lose, we all lose. I'll pick the Eagles.
It would not shock me if the Commanders won or play very well, but I'm going to go Eagles for the picks.
Yep, me too.
Saints, Panthers.
I'm rolling with the Saints.
Is Jameis playing?
I don't know, man. That's concerning to me. And Baker Mayfield's garbage. Oh my gosh, He is so trash. So trash. I'm mad I picked them the first 2 weeks. All right, come on, Saints. Come on, Saints. Come on. New Orleans.
I feel like the Panthers could win this game,
They
but
could.
I'm gonna go Saints. I'm gonna go Saints for now, just because of their defense. Jaguars, Chargers. I'm gonna go Chargers.
Ooh. What's up
Going
with
with
is my man Herbert gonna play?
I think he's gonna try to play. I'll say that.
I'm going with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going with LA as well. It's hard for me to pick against them too.
It's sad because this actually might be the upset.
No, for real.
This might be the upset of the week. You know what? I'm going on a limb. I'm gonna say the Jags.
Yo,
Okay.
if he win this, I wouldn't be mad, yo. I wouldn't even be mad.
Got Rams, Cardinals in Arizona. Ooh.
Going with the Rams.
When does D-Hop come back?
Week 7.
6 games, bruh.
Oh yeah, right. 6 games. Right.
I go Rams.
I ain't gonna hold you. If D-Hop was playing, I'd pick the Cardinals right here. But the Rams.
Come on, Crevonte, and do it.
The Rams.
The Rams.
Yep, I'll go with the Rams.
Another Falcons, Seahawks.
Ooh.
I'm going with the Falcons. I'm going with the Falcons with this one.
Man, they gotta go to Seattle. I don't know, man. They gotta go to Seattle for this one. I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks as well, solely because it's in Seattle.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Falcons, Raj. I agree with you, brother. Packers, Buccaneers. I'm not. When it's Tom Brady and Rodgers, I'm always taking Tom Brady.
I'm taking Thomas Brady, so I'm picking the Buccaneers.
Yes, agreed.
Who you got, Crevonte?
I think Mike Evans not gonna play, right? Because he got suspended.
Yeah.
I heard he got suspended.
Yeah.
Man, I'm jumping out there. I'm jumping out there.
Julio should be back.
And he's gonna get hurt in the second quarter.
Hey, yeah.
I'm going with the Packers, yo.
Okay, the lone wolf over here.
Sunday night, 49ers, Broncos from Denver. Ooh.
49ers.
I listen, I can't. I tell you, the Broncos don't look good, man. And Jimmy G back at the helm, I have to go with the 49ers. On the road at that. Yeah,
I'm going to say the 49ers as well.
You know what? I'm going to take the Broncos. They got the better quarterback. As goofy as Russ is, as bad as the offense has been, this will be the week they break out against the 49ers somehow, some way.
So Jerry Jeudy and Patrick Surtain are day-to-day.
I did see that.
As far as the injury report is concerned. Now, day-to-day, they could play. Maybe not. They're probably going to be game time decisions.
I think at least one of them plays. So I'll say at least one of them plays. But give me the Broncos. This should be a statement win. I think Jimmy G has a not-so-good game, and you'll see why Jimmy G probably won't be the guy. And then Monday night, Cowboys, Giants. I'm going Giants.
Oh, yuck.
Same. I'm going to roll with the Giants.
I'm going to roll with the Giants as well.
Wink Martindale's defense has been playing well. And Thibodeau's should be back.
Man.
Debut.
Oh, my gosh. All right, man. I guess I'll go to the Giants, too. No way the Cowboys do that back-to-back.
Let us know your week 3 picks. We'll have our standings and totals, as it's tight already with the Flex Zone picks. As always, we'll see who emerges victorious. But Crevonte, no better way to end the show than to get a little goofy.
Oh, yes. My gosh. It was was so much that went on this week. That was so very, very goofy. Oh, let me do the intro, of course. Welcome, good people, to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time to let me tell my good people what I thought was goofy this week. And it was a lot to choose from. So much so that I kind of wrapped a couple of them into one. And this Goofy of the Week goes to one entire division. And it is the AFC North.
Wow.
Everybody took a L in the AFC North. Two of them were on the historic side of things. So let's go down the line. Let's start with the worst one. And go to the, I guess, not so worst one. No. I already know what order to go in. But real quick, y'all saw one of my cards earlier when y'all tried to make me talk about the Commanders. And that was my high level goofy because they were beyond goofy, not scoring a goddamn thing in the first half. And then I got my low level goofy, Jet Green. This is Falcon Red. My low level goofy, it won't be used this week. So this is gonna be high level goofy. You know what? I'll try to do a mix. I'll do something different. We'll try to mix it up. Let's start with the one that's the not so noticeable one. They kind of flew under the radar because of how the game went. And it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, they lost, but all their games are going to be exactly like that because their defense is top notch, even without TJ Watt. They did take a step back, but with that defense, they're not giving up much of anything. So all their games are going to be close and probably a one possession game, somewhere in the teens to the low 20s at most, unless they have a breakout where they get special teams touchdowns and defensive touchdowns. But yeah, they were quietly on the goofy side of the game. So for that, I will give a low level goofy. Honestly, they're goofy by association because I wouldn't even put them in here. It's just that the entire division lost, so I had to throw them in there. Let's see who's next. I guess I go to the Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, these are the darlings of the NFL last year, man. These were the kings of the AFC champions of the conference, the AFC North champions, and the AFC champions, and represented the AFC very well in the Super Bowl. Lost by one possession. They lost by an Aaron Donald, arm over.
Yeah.
But before, potentially losing that Super Bowl. But I mean, Raj and Byron, y'all was saying some stats earlier. 13 sacks in 2 weeks. There's no way this offensive line is worse than last year, bro. It's no way because that offensive line last year was god awful. God awful. But I'm gonna chalk it up to this offensive line still has to gel and get together, but this ain't good, man. Joe Burrow's taking too many hits in his young career. And mind you, he's gonna get paid sooner rather than later. That you need to take a little bit better care of him moving forward. But losing to the Cowboys without Dak Prescott is absolutely absurd. To fall to the dreaded 0-2 mark, which basically says that they're probably not going to make the playoffs this year, which also points to another historic fact of the Super Bowl hangover, which I did not want to believe, but who knows? It may be happening right in front of my eyes. That's a high level goofy because, man, you supposed to put the American team in the dirt and you didn't. You dropped the ball. Next, now we're getting to the highest of high level goofies. The goddamn Cleveland Browns. They had a golden opportunity to go 2-0 while waiting for Deshaun Watson to start the season 2-0 would have been huge for the Cleveland Browns. But they jacked this off to who? Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, who historically plays, beats the Browns way more often than not. Of course, dating back to his Raven days, but he's like 18-3 or some wild stuff against them, something like that. But to give up that 14-point lead in a minute and 13 seconds was absolutely absurd. And then they recover an onside kick. Like, God damn, when's the last time we seen that? Recovered an onside kick and marched right on down and gave it to my Ohio State guy, Garrett Wilson, for the game-winning touchdown. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Wild loss by the Cleveland Browns. Wild loss. And also of the high level goofy of the high level goofies. And last but not least, goddamn Baltimore Ravens, man. There's no way. I couldn't imagine, Byron. I'm thinking I couldn't imagine what that bet was for the Miami Dolphins money line when they were down 35-14. I could not imagine what that money. The money had to be plus 1,000. Had to be plus 1,000. They were down 21 in the final quarter. Had to be plus 1,000. And then they turned into the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's what they turned into, because that's the only team I know that strikes that fast in such a short amount of time that can put up points in bunches like that. And this Tua threw 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns in the fourth. 4. Ravens defense just looks lost. They look lost. The entire secondary looked lost. Tua had time to throw, and it showed. He threw quite a few accurate passes because he had time to do so. But the Ravens, that's just like I was talking earlier. That's absolutely absurd and very much unlike the Baltimore Ravens, who hang their hat on the defensive side of the ball. No matter who's playing, they hold themselves to a certain standard, and they did not meet that standard this past Sunday, giving up 28 points in the final quarter to lose by 4 points. Ugh, that was ugly to watch, and I couldn't imagine the fans in M&T Bank. I mean, Roger, you can speak on that, but I just could not imagine the fans for that game, because it's like you can't do nothing about it, and it's like, yo, the train wreck was happening, and it's like we just gotta sit here and watch it. So yeah, those are my goofies of the week. The entire AFC North, Baltimore Ravens, 28 points, giving up 28 points in the fourth quarter. The Cleveland Browns losing to the Jets in the final seconds. The Bengals losing to the Cowboys without Dak Prescott. And just had to throw the Steelers in there because they lost 2. Of all of them, I'll say 3 of them, from Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns, and Baltimore Ravens, were on the higher goofy side, and the Steelers, just because they're guilty by association, they get the low level goofy. Y'all know my line. There's a thin line between goofy and great, and the AFC North was on the wrong end of it. Got to do better, guys. Got to do better.
Damn shame. Damn shame.
Oh, gosh. Something wrong here.
Definitely something wrong in the AFC North. Dre, how can I give up with you? How can I start that day with a cup of Dre and episode 360 next Monday night on the Flex On Podcast.
7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on WEAA. You can catch me doing the Flex On Sports Report as well on there. In the 9 o'clock hour around 9:20 on Mondays and Wednesdays as well. We always represent because we don't want.
And next week, episode 360, recapping week 3, right?
Yes, sir. I'm excited. 360 episodes of this fabulous show that we call the Flex Zone.
Show is executive produced by Andre Melton, senior producer, the Commander Lorian, Crevonte, her social media producer, Big Raj. Raj lets people know how to keep up with us and what they got going on the channel.
Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, tell a friend to tell another friend. We got things cooking in the man cave. We're doing big things as always. Plenty of videos throughout the week. Breaking news is coming out about anything Ravens. We'll let you know. Wrestling wise, we got it on lock. AEW. There's always something positive going on, so stay tuned to the channel and make sure you like the videos and tell a friend to tell another friend.
Yes, we will definitely be live throughout the week. We'll be here Wednesday. Some form of fashion will be here Wednesday. We'll have a Ravens preview coming before the end of the week as well. And we'll be live for the post-game show after the Ravens and Patriots at 1 p.m. So look for the notifications. Hit the bell, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new here. And as always, episode 360 next Monday, 10 p.m. at the Flex Zone 1 on social media, Twitter and Instagram, Flex Zone Podcast on TikTok, flexzone1@gmail.com. And if you want to donate to the Cash App, the Flex Zone 1. Only place giving you sports how you want it, fellas.
When you need it.
You need it.
For Dre, for Crevonte, and Big Raj from God's favorite host, the host of The Moist. Thank you everybody for watching, tuning in, commenting, giving your opinions. We'll be here as always. Let us know what you want to see from us as well. Comment down below. And until next time, y'all, peace.
Peace. Hold up, wait, man. It's never too late in Graven. It's never too late. Hold up.
Yo, man, Craven, what's up, baby? You thought it
music,
was
shut
over.
up.
Hey, man, we here for you, brother. What's going on, man? You okay after yesterday in Graven, man?
Yeah. I was watching the video. I got finished watching the rest of it, my man.
Word. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I was scared to cut it on, man. Man.
Almost let the team keep it clean for a second.
I ain't gonna keep it clean, baby.
the way he came on, man, I was scared too. I was like, I don't know if he'll be able to keep it clean after that loss, man.
And Graven, let us know if you want to come up real quick, man. Well, I'll send you a link if you got anything you want to let the people know, man.
Always welcome, brother. Always welcome.
Always welcome, man. Bro, I was at the game. I feel you. I feel every bit of your pain. Yeah. So it was ugly. It was ugly. You know how Baltimore fans are. Baltimore fans is crazy, bro. But let us know, man, what you want to do.
Hey, man. So he's gonna shut this thing down? Ain't never too late, baby.
You know what? This is the thing I love about live. Man. You never know.
You never right.
Right.
You got love.
Oh man.
Word. Oh man.
Okay. It's
all good, baby.
Maybe you can get pressure on the quarterback and not get beat for 40 and 50-yard touchdowns over the top. You know, Lamar has a good contract in Madden. I'm sure you paid him. You know, I'm just Just saying.
But anyways, we appreciate you, Engraven, man.
Man.
Hopefully we get this next one next week against the Patriots, man. I'm hoping,
thank
man.
you.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get it done too. I'm gonna pick him this week, Engraven. We're gonna roll with him this week. We're going down with the ship. Now when Buffalo come to town, I don't know. But this week,
I think they can beat Buffalo, but gotta get past New England first.
1 week at a time, guys. 1 week at a time.
1 week at a time, bro.
Do not jump the gun on the Patriots, man.
exactly.
No, don't do that. Don't do it on nobody. That's how you get beat. Ask half the league.
They need to sign a pass rusher, man. This is crazy. They need to sign somebody.
A receiver.
I'm pretty sure if they do, Engraven will be on it tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. You know how he is. He always has the news ready to go. So if they've signed somebody, my man will let y'all know, and he'll definitely keep it positive because I'm pretty sure I can't wait to hear from questions from subscribers this week, man. I'm pretty sure they was wild, so I can't wait to hear that. I can't wait. I can't. It's gonna be great.
2 people.
Yeah,
I hope
hopefully
so.
JPP is one of them.
Hopefully, yeah.
And I hope Dobbins plays this week. Or at least let Bailey get some carries, or Justice Hill get more carries. Something.
Jimmy Smith. Hey, Jimmy Smith is still out there. I'm just saying, Jimmy Smith is still out there. So you might have
Chris
to
Harris Jr., JPP, Dominican Sue. Just saying. But appreciate you, Engraven.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Go play that Madden.
Oh man, appreciate everybody still tuning in with us. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the bell. Hit the subscribe button. Follow Engraven Vids. Shout out to the brother always supporting us, man. Support his channel. Go follow him. Drop the comments, loves, and likes on his video as well. And he'll be on the show in the not too distant future. Definitely talking Ravens and much, much more. And we out of here, y'all, for the second time. We'll try this again. Peace.
Peace.
Peace for real this time, yo.